Good morning, good morning. We are in the tarot study of the Emperor. And what we're doing is just reading a book each day and going through all these cards. Like we're looking at all the different versions of from the different artists to be able to create our own version. And then also so reading all the different books too to write our own story of the card, if that makes sense. Listening and hearing the words of all these different authors and creators, it really does help us like expand our vision of what the cards can mean in a reading. All right, and I know I didn't say which cards those were, decks those were from this time, but you can find that the other one. It just felt like it needed to be a silent scroll. Okay, and then also in review. So this is card number 4, the Emperor. And so the the Empress will remember that her card is number 3. So the Empress is number 3. The High Priestess then is number 2, the Magician number 1, and the Fool 0. So I went backwards there for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, and then also in review, 78 cards in the tarot, 22 major arcana, 56 minor arcana. That includes 4 different suits. Each of those suits includes 14 cards. There's the cups, the pentacles, the swords, and the wands. The cups are water. They're connected to water, and the pentacles are connected to earth. The swords is connected to air, and the wands are connected to fire. So, and then I also drew. This is silly, but I also drew on top the symbols of the elements, so you guys can get like there too, like so you can see that. So we can try and memorize too the different elements if you don't know those already, air and earth. So just learning little bits as we go here. Okay, so let's dive in. Today's book is, and this is the last big book from over there that we're reading, and then the next time we come together, we'll be reading, hopefully tomorrow, from all the different little guidebooks that I have, and then we will do our guided writing exercise at the end of this series to come up with our own story. So, and I know that like learning here is a little different than learning on a different YouTube channel that may just say, here's your 5-second like meaning of the tarot card. This is like the college, going to college. It could be a little bit boring, but you know, we're going deeper, babe. We're going deeper. It's time. Oh, look, I got a little sprig. It's time to go deeper, honey bunny. All right, today's book is Holistic Tarot. And this is by Benabel Wynn. That's who it is. This is like, look how big that book is. Holy Christmas. This one's bigger than the 78 Degrees. All right. And then this is what the inside looks like. So she does also have, like, as she shows the element. So the Emperor is tied to fire, Mars, Aries. And then the keywords authority, government, and paternity. The Emperor wears my southern accent is just coming right on out today. The Emperor wears armor and a cloak of deep red. The armor beneath his robe suggests a warrior king. A jeweled crown sits on his head. In one hand he wields a scepter, one that is reminiscent of an ankh. In the other hand, a golden orb. The scepter or crus ansata in his sovereignty, the orb in his dominion. Is his dominion. Ram heads are sculpted into his throne. Behind him, the sky is cast orange. Dry, jagged rocks are sprawled into the horizon, perhaps a canyon. A small stream runs at the foot of the canyon. The Emperor represents authority and government. The Seeker possesses an iron will. The Emperor symbolizes the theological quaternary, the number of force and sovereignty, all in order under All is in order, under control. The landscape behind the emperor indicates a stern, severe nature. Traditionally, if the card appears in a man's reading, it indicates self-mastery and virile power. In a woman's, a father figure. The modern, more gender-neutral approach is to interpret it as dominance and superiority in the work, career, and business realms. When the Emperor card appears, themes of color, authority, and jurisdiction will be at play. So this one feels a little bit her meaning. I'm going to see if I can get that little, I don't know why that's bothering me, that little sprig. There it goes. If you wear glasses, you know what I mean. This interpretation already feels more stern, doesn't it, than the other ones? Like more like, I don't know, like I'm the boss of you. Okay. If the seeker is engaged in a present situation of conflict, then the Emperor card is a positive omen of just ad bellum. The seeker is justified in his or her fight. Authority is on the side of the seeker. His or her cause is just, and the card portends to a high likelihood of success for the seeker. Although there is authority, just cause, and glory in war and battle, as indicated by the armor underneath the Emperor's red robes, what is the seeker's dominion? What has the seeker conquered? The kingdom is parched. The dryness of the imagery indicates thirst. A thirst for a different kind of sovereignty from the one the seeker has attained. And that is a different perspective as well that we have from the one that we have seen so far. The golden orb that the Emperor holds calls to mind the story of King Midas of Greek mythology, who could turn all that he touched to gold. However, ironically, Midas died of hunger because all that he touched turned to gold, and gold cannot nourish. More tragic yet, the king turned his beloved daughter to gold. The Midas theme resonates with the parched kingdom behind the emperor. True that. The Midas allegory will resonate in particular with the seeker if a tarot spread is dominated by the suit of pentacles. If a tarot spread is dominated by the suit of wands and the emperor appears, then the seeker's approach to the matter at hand is too belligerent. There is also a sense of scorching the earth in a desperate effort to wield control. The card represents active yang or yang force. The emperor is the domination of the mind over the heart. The structure and regulation are pertinent themes. The element of fire governs this card. Attributions associated with fire will represent the external forces at play in the seeker's situation. Key number 4, meaning the emperor, could also relate to the sign Aries, and timing-wise denote the period March 21st through March 19th. So that would be like if you're reading like, if you do readings that have like, that is like kind of maybe futuristic or something. I don't really do those. I'm not going to say never, but I don't usually. All right, so reverse meaning. It is very crucial in the seeker's life right now to be assertive, domineering, and wield authority. Put mind over heart. To solve the problem, the seeker must exercise more assertiveness, activate fire energies and traits to resolve the matter. Be proactive. The card reverse could also indicate the overthrow of authority or an authoritarian figure in the seeker's life. Whew, what a time in history, in our government, to be talking about overthrowing authority. Could suggest someone who is patronizing to the seeker. Now, there has been a cold, gosh, my words, and not my punctuation, my pronunciation of words right now. Coup d'etat, whatever. The emperor in reverse is about dominating the domineering. It rings with the idea of new world order. Amen. And so it is. Oh, wait. Yes. And there's more and more paragraphs. Sorry, it blends in with the other card. There is also a speculation that the emperor is inspired in part by King Philip IV of France, who reigned during the Crusades, and that key 3, the Empress, is his queen. Joan I of Navarre, in light of King Philip IV's narrative and tarot reading the card in reverse, could suggest strong prejudices that cause the seeker to reach unjust and inequitable rulings on others. There is a harshness and bias to the seeker's leadership. The seeker must learn to lead with more compassion, kindness, and less severity. So the reason this is all like this book, this reading that we just did, is it really denotes how why we are doing this, going through all these books, right? Because it shows like it takes us a little deeper. It takes us makes us think a little bit more about the background there, and not just the colors and whatnot, but maybe the dryness, the vast dryness, and the desolation or something maybe of that. Just all the different. It makes you think about it in a different way, and that's the point of this. So. I hope that was helpful for you on this gorgeous morning. Much love. See you tomorrow.